You saw the defendant a second time, Mason said.
Yes, Mr. Mason.
Where was that?
In a lineup at police headquarters.
And you picked the defendant from the lineup, Mason said.
Unhesitatingly.
And you are absolutely positive that you hadn't seen him from the time of the holdup until you saw him at police headquarters?
That is right.
Mason paused for a moment, studying the witness. Who was with you at the time of the identification at police headquarters, Mrs. Lavina?
Mr. Archer.
You were both there together?
Naturally.
Why do you say naturally?
Because we were both held up together, and I assume the police wanted us both to make an identification.
Then why not have you make an identification one at a time if they wanted to be absolutely certain?
You'll have to ask the police about that, Mr. Mason.
Did the police advance any reason for having you there together?
Yes.
What was it? That, of course, is hearsay, Judge Egan interrupted. No objection, Your Honor, Harry Fritz said, smiling. Let him go right ahead. It's cluttering up the record, Judge Egan said irritably. The court won't permit hearsay, and, he added, the court doesn't want any stalling for time or any fishing expeditions in cross-examination. Now go ahead, Mr. Mason. Who identified him first, you or Mr. Archer? Mason asked.
It was a simultaneous identification.
As soon as you saw him, you pointed him out as being the man.
Definitely, positively, and absolutely, Mr. Mason.
And Mr. Archer did the same, there in your presence.
Yes, Mr. Mason.
How did you designate him?
By pointing.
And what did Mr. Archer do?
He pointed.
And you extended your fingers simultaneously?
At almost exactly the same split second, Mr. Mason.
And you hadn't seen the defendant from the time of the holdup until the time of that identification?
No, sir.
Mason frowned. Had you seen his photograph? He asked. She hesitated. Had you? Mason asked, suddenly alert.
Well, yes.
And when had you seen that, with reference to the identification in the lineup?
The day before.
Indeed. And who showed you the defendant's photograph?
Mr. Archer.
And who was with Mr. Archer at the time?
A police officer.
So when you identified the defendant in the lineup, you had previously been studying his photograph?
I had seen his photograph, yes.
Can you describe the circumstances under which you saw that photograph?
I was at the Villa Lavina No. 3. Mr. Archer, accompanied by a police detective in plain clothes, whose name I don't remember, came to me and said, Martha, they've caught the man who held us up. They found my wallet in your purse. They didn't recover any of the money or the stick pin. Your purse had been cut and the lining ripped, but there's no question about it being your purse.
Did the officer say anything? Mason asked.
He said that there was no use asking us to inconvenience ourselves to go down and look at a lineup unless he felt pretty certain he had the right man.
And so he showed you a photograph of the man?
Yes.
And this was a photograph that had been taken by the police?
Yes.
Then Mr. Archer had seen the photograph before you saw it?
Naturally, he must have.
And you identified the photograph?
I said that looked very much like the man, yes.
So then an engagement was made for you to be at police headquarters the next morning?
At 10 o'clock, yes.
Were you positive of your identification when you saw the photograph?
Fairly positive.
Was Mr. Archer positive?
Yes.
How do you know?
He told me so.
And he was the one who showed you the photograph?
Yes.
So Mr. Archer handed you the photograph, said, Martha, this is the man that held us up, or words to that effect?
Well, he wasn't that crude about it.
He told you that this was the man who had held you up?
Well, he said he had identified him as the man who had held us up, and he wanted me to take a look at him and see what I thought.
So, Mason said, before you went to this lineup, you had carefully familiarized yourself with the features of this defendant by studying a photograph.
I wouldn't put it that way, Mr. Mason.
I'm putting it that way, Mason snapped. Answer the question.
I had looked at a photograph.
You'd studied it, hadn't you?
I suppose so.
And had become familiar with the man's features from looking at the picture?
Yes.
So before you went to headquarters to identify the defendant, you had identified the defendant?
No.
You identified his photograph, didn't you?
That's not the defendant.
But you did make that identification?
Yes.
Not a qualified identification, but an absolute identification.
Absolutely.
You were certain?
I was certain.
And you told the police you were certain?
Yes.
Then, if you were certain of your identification from the photograph, why was it necessary for you to go to police headquarters the next day to make a personal identification?
Because I believe they said that was required in court as a matter of evidence.
In other words, the sole reason that you went to that lineup was to manufacture evidence that could be used in court, Oh, Your Honor, I object to the use of the word manufacture.